have two characters that really excel in zoning. Of course, Dhalsim zoning more in his normals, and Guile built around his sonic boom projectiles. So let's see who's going to be winning this matchup.
Yeah, it's so funny because a common thing you'll see in the Sim versus Guile matchup, they won't even opt to use their zoning tools. As you're kind of seeing right now, right? They're pretty up close and personal for two zoners.
Yeah, we're going for a slugfest right away here. And of course, that bazooka knee forcing Dhalsim into the corner here. And man, fantastic projectile pressure from Guile.
Yeah, he uses that drive impact to say, get off me, push him away, but he's burnt out, and he went into the corner and burnt out in this game. That's not a good situation. Nice stun coming up from Burboovas.
Oh my goodness, and I think we're watching a combo video here.
Oh, wow.
This is truly fantastic stuff.
Yep,
Great
the max
job.
cash.
Sonic Blade and the final Sonic Boom closes it out there. Fantastic amount of charge time in that combo there. So fantastic high execution stuff for Burboovas.
Yeah, Burboovas really had the perfect timing on the Sonic Booms. That was actually really nice to see. High execution barrier to getting that done every single time. But does a good job here. Keeping that pressure on. Cammy is now he's trying to do it again. He's looking for that corner pressure. Has a lot of meter to work with. Teleport, try to get behind, reposition. Yeah, it's kind of difficult right now. Just figure out the game plan.
And that's the thing. Right now, Dhalsim, great stuff there, accessing reversal, but the meaty jump in closes it out in Guile's favor. You can really tell that Samuel Camel is trying to lay the foundation of his setup here with his fireballs, but that's why Burboovas is so adamant on closing the gap and pressuring Dhalsim into the corner.
Yeah, Burboovas gets a lot of practice too. Like, you do see the rank disparities between the two. Burr sitting in that ultimate master area, whereas Camel sitting in that silver area. That does come into play later on, like the further the gap is between, you know, rank-wise. So that does kind of look like, I mean, that does explain why it kind of looks like Samuel Camel is a little bit lost, super pressured because of that rank disparity, that matchup experience, that knowledge check even, you know?
Right.
How do I deal with this pressure? How do I deal with these throw loops coming at me in the corner? What do I do and how do I get out of this, you know?
There we go. Catches the tail end of the cooldown of the teleport there, but fantastic stuff here. We have, okay, just out of throw range, Dhalsim, you know, once again trying to establish that mid-range game there, but the upside down kick works in Burboovas' favor. That is 2-0.
Yep, currently it's picking up the lead, and I think it's going to run a little bit farther from there. I would love to see Samuel Camel really start to, you know, tech these throws. Get them throw breaks in. That'll be your best tool to use in the situation. Not having to rely on drive reversal or drive impact, or look for, you know, a mashable option. Try to get that throw tech in as much as you can, and he's doing a good job repositioning with the teleports, but after that, he doesn't really have an answer to, you know, return the damage back on the Burboovas.
Right, and that's the thing. Right now, we're seeing that Samuel Camel is being push blocked basically into the corner there, and of course all of the pressure does melt away. His resources and leading to that stun state in the corner. Something also that Samuel Camel can really capitalize on in the future, or even now, the perfect parry. If you're able to get the perfect parry, it can help reset and give Dhalsim an option. But here we go. Guile pressing too many buttons. Nice confirm there with the drive impact. Here we go with Dhalsim once again. Trying to get some momentum going on his side.
Yep. Relying on a lot of those pokes, but unfortunately, Samuel Camel's kind of backing himself into the corner because he does not know how to put forth the offensive pressure in this situation. I mean, you know, he lets in some Yoga Flames there, try to get something going here. Pairing the booms on time would be a good help as well. A lot on a drive impact does connect. We'll see what he makes out of this. Gets a little bit of chip damage, not too much of a long combo. But yeah, there it is. These long normals working out in his favor here.
That's right. Here we go. Teleport Fierce is a great combo starter there that we see also from some of our advanced Dhalsim players. Mr. Crimson, a big fan of Teleport Fierce for a mix-up. But here we go. Another strong game from Burboovas.
Yep, that win streak up at 3. Try to go for the full 5. Make it look real pretty, undefeated in this matchup. But yeah, I mean, you saw there towards the end here, Samuel Camel did do a bit better on returning damage, but he's just not able to, convert that consistently. So now he's stuck in the corner again.
Right.
Not necessarily a perfect round from Burboovas, but it was pretty close to one.
I feel that a lot of it is also coming down to a little bit more, feeling a little bit more comfortable in the matchup. As we're seeing here, a lot more confirms with the DI, but lots of pressure here from Guile once again. And okay, here we go, teleport, throw, and catches Dhalsim on startup.
I mean, now, but this is improvement. Hey, this is improvement.
Yes, it is.
You see it there, there's a throw of his own, a back throw of his own.
Very nice stuff trying to be evasive there, but here goes Guile, locking Sim down, closing it out with that Sonic Hurricane. Good stuff here for Burboovas once again.
Putting him at 4, just needs one more to make this that nifty 5-0. That's a lot of points, That's a nifty little chunk to put in that Elo spectrum of yours. And he's finish it off pretty perfect.
Yeah, it's definitely a bit difficult. Dhalsim basically a difficult character to handle on his own, and you have to be, obviously, a character specialist to be able to utilize him. But speaking about utilize, another fantastic confirm there with the DI, but here comes Guile, and I like how Guile is, he's really using his highs and lows, but he's also picking his timing. He's pausing when he hits the buttons so that Dhalsim doesn't necessarily know when Burboovas is going to be trying to get a confirm.
Yep. And again, that just kind of goes back to that, skill gap, that knowledge gap that you're seeing in real time. And it almost feels like when you're playing with like your best friend that's got so many more hours in the game compared to you. And
right.
It's like you're trying to get something done, but you don't know exactly what you need to do. You're just kind of fishing for everything, because now the level 2 is going to be popped here with that install pressure. A lot of Sonics coming your way and a flash kick to boot.
Yeah, lots of plus frames here from Guile, closing it out with that Sonic Boom. This recent patch, seeing some buffs, especially to her level 1 there, which is the Javelin of Marisa, is now unthrowable and has armored frames on startup. So we're going to have to see how Chawa is going to do with this new version of Marisa.
Yeah, they needed to give her something. I'm not going to lie. As someone who really liked Marisa, I like a lot of big body characters, those like Juggernaut type characters in the games. She was really dope in Season 1 at the start. And they just tuned her into oblivion as patch cycles go. So now, like you said, that small buff, giving those iframes on the Javelin, make things really good here. I mean, but wow, Chawa make things real good for himself right now.
That's right, and that DI is nothing to the Gladius. Here we go, Chawa with the first round on the board. Marisa really getting a lot of pressure off of those Gladius, and of course there is the armor built into it there. So Juri has a bit of her work set out for her.
Yep. Anything you have to string a lot of those combos together, go for those crouching lights and crouching mediums to get in. Try to mix up a lot. You talk about armor, but a nice armor break, trading the DI for, will be another Gladius. What happens?
That's right. Round. And here we go, Juri in a bit of a difficult time here. Her resources are gone, and Marisa is on the offense, but very nice punish counter here. Full combo into her level 3.
Interesting. Okay, a hard committal going for the level 3. Yes, I will net them the round victory, but remember, this is still the first game. So now you're going to this third round, this decider round with no special meter. That's kind of scary.
Right, and here we go. Marisa, she's locked and loaded with all of her levels ready to go. And right there, she's really trying to pressure off of her plus frames. We're seeing a lot of big moves from Marisa and trying to capitalize, putting Juri into a block stun. And here we go, Juri getting the smix in the corner.
Ooh, nice to bait out the parry. not enough converted off of though. Now it looks like it's Wyvern's turn to take their little bit of damage. Yep, those minute little shimmies, the tiny little step backs paying off so large for DreamWyvern here.
That's right, and this is a spot that Marisa does not want to be in. Burns herself out trying to get the reversal, and here we are. Juri on the offensive. Catches
the high-low mix.
Well done. Fantastic stuff. Way to clutch out the round there. DreamWyvern, first game.
That was very scary because it got so close down to the wire. Chawa just was unable to close it out. I mean, one thing we have noticed that DreamWyvern likes to do, a lot of empty jumps, a lot of, you know, just straight vertical just gain, and it's really throwing off Chawa. I don't know if they're not used to anybody playing at them like that, but it was working out.
And the thing that I'm really liking that DreamWyvern is doing is we're seeing a lot of a mix-up of tempo here. We're seeing a lot of strong neutral play and then extremely aggressive play and mixing in the reversals. But in doing that, that accesses Juri into the burnout state. And here we go, and Marisa is just chipping away at Juri, push blocking her into the corner here.
Yep. Now the pressure's on. Very low on health though, so one mistake, that'll cost you. Will give the round over to DreamWyvern, and I think one thing I have noticed is Chow is not necessarily using the phalanx to its fullest capacity.
Right.
Trying to go in. I have not seen, the command grab has yet to come out, which is very good against Juri. Very opens up in a lot of situations, but yeah, just not utilizing the full toolbox of this character.
Okay, a little bit of a trade there and counter hit Juri, finding herself in that player 2 side. Nice low forward drive rush cancel, but that does burn out Juri, and she finds another confirm here into Feng Shui Engine.
Oh man, if you thought Chow thought either in Mixed City before, the next 30 seconds could be something real dangerous.
That's right, and Marisa, here we go into that newly updated Javelin of Marisa. Now, remember, Marisa has 10,500 health, so she can bring this around. Diametrix baits out the Tension. Oh my goodness, Marisa there.
The wisdom. Wait, you're going for it. You're really going for it, but it's all blocked, unfortunately. A little bit of a Hail Mary for that super to come out. If it landed, it would have been great.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. Beautiful. She was really hoping that Chawa was going to be pressing that Wyvern was going to be pressing a button at that point, but very solid blocking there and clutches out the round.
Yep.
Great stuff.
It's 2 games here for DreamWyvern that arguably were Chawa's to win.
I'm really liking the perfect parries we're seeing here from DreamWyvern, which now in this most recent update also has been adjusted. You do have to time your buttons perfectly in addition to having the proper angle.
Yep. The directions pressed along with the parry make the perfect all the more sweet. You do see DreamWyvern kind of ramping up here, getting more tempo. It looks like Chow was kind of lost a bit, but this round might prove me wrong here if they keep this pressure up overhead. Oh my goodness. Straight Dhalsim.
That's right, Juri finds her way out, but the Armored Friends, perfect parry again. Fantastic. And this is, just such an ability for DreamWyvern to take her turn. Fantastic combo into that level 3. Unbelievable stuff against Chawa.
Yep, and they're going to carry it all the way to the corner here. Drive Impact is on the table for DreamWyvern, but looks like they're going for the mix first. Then they will go ahead and throw that Drive Impact and get the stun. Potential to finish off this round. Level 1 to make it. Nice with a bow on top. And that's
well done.
3 games going the way of DreamWyvern.
I really feel that DreamWyvern is doing so well in accessing these perfect parries, and it's just throwing off the momentum that Marisa is having here.
Yeah. It's definitely a far cry from the beginning of this series, Like, we saw Chawa really putting in a lot of work in those first 2 games, but that last one didn't really look anywhere near close for him in any capacity. Let's see if they can bring it back here. Wake Up Super? It does work here.
Fantastic stuff. And that, the Fuhaj in level 1, she can use it as an anti-air too, but great stuff in slowing down that pressure of Marisa. Oh, here we go!
Can't stop this
There
pressure,
you go.
though.
The Diametrics closes it out. Well done.
Nice. Very nice job. Okay. Just, you know, sometimes you just gotta end it with a little crouching light.
And, you know, speaking about the crouching lights there, that's one thing that Juri is really capitalizing on, too.
Yeah.
She'll be fishing with her lighter buttons to try to get those confirms to hit the startup or with punish Marisa, and then we're seeing fantastic combos after that. Oh, my goodness.
No.
Yeah,
Oh,
you're
tried
right.
it again.
It's missed there. And the trade works for DreemWyvern's favor.
Hey, it's 1-1, so it doesn't push them to the final round. Off the start, she's gonna touch. I like it, you know. I like that.
I do too, yeah. Okay, here we go. Once again, Shawa really seeing a lot of momentum. But the amazing thing is DreemWyvern has the ability so far we've seen of turning it around, but baits out that reversal, and this is going to be quite an uphill battle here for Juri.
Just time it right here. Get stuck in the corner. That's all that parry. Let's see how good DreemWyvern's comeback ability is right now. Super low on health, super low on drive gauge as well. Very danger zone prone. Gets the throw. And that's going to be the first game going over to Chawa, finally getting something back.
I thought
Finally
that was a
closing
really nice mix-up there. You know, a lot of the times we were expecting, you know, the different options from that Sutum, you know, going for the command grab, going for the low. This time she ended up going in for the throw, and it's good to try to keep Juri on her toes.
Absolutely. And that's something we have not been able to see a lot from Chawa this set, because DreemWyvern just throws out so many different options. The armor will win, allowing that super to come out. So it might not be enough here as DreemWyvern's back on the offensive, spacing out there really perfectly, gets the drive impact as well, and yeah, just cleans it up.
DreemWyvern, oh my goodness, is doing a great job accessing all the tools that Juri has, but also the engine of Street Fighter 6.
Yes.
So we're seeing fantastic perfect parries, fantastic confirms into big damage, and then knowing what combos to do for the corner, optimal corner combos, right? Dress right there, you know, gets the counter hit. Very strong, fantastic stuff here for DreemWyvern.
Yeah, definitely see that master rank is well earned with the way they've been playing this one. Chawa's alive, but oh wow, they actually didn't have enough to armor through that. Okay,
Oh,
survive for a moment, just for a breath, but not quite enough to get the job. They're actually going with the other characters.
Modern
Wow.
Ken and Manon. Okay.
This is interesting. Interesting.
This is
indeed.
very
Okay.
interesting, absolutely. So we are seeing garlic bread here with a Manon and then a modern Ken.
Yeah,
Very
I do
nice.
know. I do want to know on the notes that Garlic Bread does play Manon, but the kid coming out from haydork is completely out of left field. As I did not know that they even had a modern kin at that.
Fantastic. You know, that Dragon Lash, a little too risky to do. Gets caught by the drive DI in the corner there. And here we go. There we go. Manon is up 4 gold medals.
Oh my goodness. All right, then throws getting a little bit more dangerous each time. Already up to 4 coming into the second round. Yeah, you really have to be careful. You can see the footsies trying to be played by haydork. But, uh-oh. You're a little scary. The Manon's got medals, and he's up in your face.
That's right.
Gotta pray.
Fantastic combo here, straight into her level 3, and that's a very, you know, I'd say some convincing games there. I feel that haydork wanted to try to capitalize on having access to instant uppercuts, you know, a nice instant reversal, because we know a dictator doesn't necessarily have the best reversals initially, but here we go, straight into our next game, locked in with Ken.
Yep, staying with it. He's like, all right, let's make it work. We're going to try our best. That's a few parries here. Now, the thing is, he does need to be more aggressive. You know, start throwing up those fireballs, get those Hadokens out. You know, you got one-button specials. You better use them. And unfortunately, this scenario, Garlic Bread might know this, so they're just like, hey, We're gonna full send. We got the
That's
reactions
right.
on deck too. DI for DI is matched.
Yeah, fantastic corner pressure there into a Toil at level 2. Fantastic stuff. Fantastic corner juggle there for Manon. I really like how Garlic Bread is using Manon. A lot of good conversions off of her lights to start her drive rush cancel combos there. And we're seeing now haydork knowing he needs to keep Manon at more of the mid-range, and that's why we're seeing more of the projectile pressure. But yeah, we need to confirm on the uppercut, and that forces Ken into the corner.
God, I guess you know, it all comes down to that OS. So what is that option select? What are we doing here? And you see you get to throw away, push away, try to go for Hadokens, but you're not matching those reactions again.
Right.
DI match for another DI, and it's a similar scenario here. Garlic Bread's gonna throw it out again. Not quite enough to take the round. That's gonna throw KFX.
It's great stuff there. And Manon scoops up another game. Fantastic stuff there for Garlic Bread. Yeah, and
No
that's the
switch
other
coming
thing
out.
that's interesting about Manon too is her nice long-ranging normals.
Yeah, she has a really good, you know, range comparatively to, you know, for someone that doesn't have a really easy way of getting in on a Shoto character.
There we go. Okay, perfect parry. And Ken trying to capitalize off of that, but Manon with this relentless pressure in the corner here. Okay, and you know, we're really seeing also the Garlic Bread is trying to whiff punish Ken. Okay, trying to catch those recovery frames, but a little too far out of the way.
Both of them just taking a little bit too much. Try to outguess the other one, and it leads to some shenanigans. But now look at the space that's giving him. Garlic Bread daring him to make a move. You might have messed up there for a moment there, Garlic Bread, but no aggressive punish from haydork. Unfortunately, that would have been the perfect time to go, you know, on the offensive. But I don't think haydork knows how to do those situations.
No, yeah, not just yet. And Manon closes it out there with the standing short. So here we go.
Yep.
Starting off very aggressively, going for the Dore command grab, and gets to confirm into that level 2 with Toil once again. Ken really trying to fight his way out of that player 1 side.
Yep. Alright, we'll use the super shorty you can burn on there, but that's about as much damage you're gonna get. Tries to go for it again. Completely blocked here. No diff at all. Garlic Bread taking another round.
I feel, you know, we did see at the beginning of the round Ken really trying to establish more of that zoning game, and Garlic Bread, of course, trying to muscle in and force him into the corner there. The problem is that the more that Ken is giving up the real estate in the center of the screen, it creates this corner pressure situation where Manon is just, oh man, really doing well, but fantastic drive impact on those buttons there, and Ken now on the offensive.
It kind of feels like we've been saying it a lot this series. We see haydork get a few hits in, but then not really knowing what to do after. Good job pairing a lot of that offense, but what is afterward? That's the big question that is yet to be the answer here with haydork, and it costs him another round.
Yeah, I feel, you know, not that there's anything wrong with it, but some of the confirms that Ken is getting, there are the built-in auto combos there.
Right.
But one thing that Garlic Bread is really capitalizing on is those counter drive impacts. Really doing well. Goes straight to the level 3, and this may burn Ken out.
I believe it's going to get him right, right above. So stays there. But yeah, auto combos, use them. They're there for a reason.
Yeah, might as well. Oh my goodness, and there's the stun state here. Neutral jump combo.
Finishing off, goes off the raw, right up level 3. It's gonna connect. I'm sorry, the raw critical art in this scenario. Gonna get a lot of damage and keep that burnout. But we have to see what haydork does after this.
Okay, haydork, he does have a chance with this 10% of life. Oh, nice check on the Dragon Lash and the DI. The armor is not enough with that low of health. Very smart idea there, closing out the game from Garlic Bread.
There you go. Putting bit 4, looking to make the similar 5-0 run earlier on that we tried to see. But haydork does have that ability to get through this. I mean, you saw it. Like last round was never the closest he had gotten. See if he can show us something a little bit more.
Yeah, you know, he's really trying to fish with the Dragon Lash there. And of course, there you go again with the counter drive impact. We have Garlic Bread now sitting on match point. There you go with the Dore again, and Manon sitting on 3 gold medals. Yeah, this has to be a little bit of a difficult situation here for Ken because he does have, you know, some good range with his forward fierce, his low forward crouching medium kick, but in the end, he's being outranged and having a difficult time there against Manon. A very fantastic showing. Match here, so we've got jvenzaro versus Memeachu, Cammy versus Terry.
Let's get it. Okay. jvenzaro rocking the summer wear. Love the sun hat. The sun hat is the cutest part of the outfit.
It is. It's cute.
Terry in the big blues, the player 2, as it normally goes.
I'm really liking how Memeachu is checking the recovery frames of Cammy when she does something that's a little too risky.
Yeah. You cannot allow her to get away with anything for free. Okay, nice pressure once again from Terry. Just so good at an up front pressure.
Right. Oh, Terry gets that drive impact on that player 1 side. A little bit of a drop of a combo fair there. Oh, immediate jump in. Here we go. Crack shoot juggles. Cammy over to the corner here. Cammy is going to lose that round. First round over to Memeachu.
And look, I said it at the start. Like, we knew he was going to come in with that fire, that aggression. And you're seeing it right here. Got him around. Let's see what more I can get him.
Right. Okay, and a lot of throw Oki pressure here from Terry. Empty jump throw again, and Cammy now trying to access a combo into her critical art, but the perfect works in Terry's favor.
That'll be a pretty quick first game. Going for Memeachu. Now let's see what jvenzaro can get done. I mean, on the modern Cammy here, so you do have those easy access to those, you know, those arrows and whatnot, but are you using it?
Fantastic low forward for the drive rush cancel combo there, but back throw and pressure is going to allow Cammy to get the cross up and work her way out there.
Ooh. EX arrow though. Alright, I'm with it, I'm with it. Lots of damage. Set in the corner, that's 1 throw. But guess who can also spin to win?
That's
it's
right.
Terry.
Cammy now has to be very aware of her resources here as, man, she's trying to keep the pressure up on Terry. But here we go with that relentless plus pressure here, and she closes it out.
Alright, manages to trade 1 back. A little few little hiccup oopsies going in, but jvenzaro able to close out all the same. Let's see what we can do here now. Memeachu pick it up the pace again. Ooh!
That's right.
Extension. Nasty.
Nice check there with the standing jab for a great interruption using those fast frames. And Terry now really fishing for a confirm in that burnout state. Cammy take advantage of that walk speed of hers and baits out the throw. Here we go. Cammy using the Oki to her favor.
Is in critical art range. Could definitely make this work. Nice, just holding onto the parry to make sure you don't take any extra damage. Parry's way to power wave 2. Uh-oh, doesn't check the DI. I lied, they do check the DI. This could definitely spell the end for this game. Yep, just do the B and B combo all the way in. Great job by jvenzaro.
Great conversion of damage there over to jvenzaro. And we can see for these 2 rounds, has really adapted and gotten very acclimated to this matchup against Memeachu. So we're seeing some fantastic conversions of damage and combos here from Cammy.
Yeah, and that's the thing with her. It takes one good jump in can move it so much. And one thing we have seen, though, Memeachu does a lot of, you know, drive impact / drive reversal, a lot of usage on that tool. We've seen Jvin actually been able to counteract that pretty handily time and time again. This round, however, has not been the case. He's sitting very low, but the comeback potential is still there.
Yes, absolutely. Oh man, Cammy really trying to capitalize off the power geyser there, but Terry closes it out. Man, okay, catches Terry pressing button. That's why she spent the 2 bars on that OD cannon spike.
I love it. Drive rush canceled. Moves. You saw it again. Memeachu throwing out, you know, just a drive reversal, just to check to see if they're coming towards him. jvenzaro not falling for it this time around. Mid-set adaptation is something I always talk about in a lot of these games, especially in this league where things are going to 5 games regardless. You have to make the mid-set adaptations react to how your opponent is playing, as you're seeing here multiple times, trying to go for that drive impact option. It's just not working out in his favor. OD not going to quite take it out, but you're very, very low. Terry in a very scary shot.
Right. And right there, we were seeing jvenzaro really trying to bait a response from Terry. You know, a lot of shimmying there, and ended up closing it out with that anti-air for the uppercut. But here we go, Terry now getting pressured once again on that player 2 side.
He hasn't been able to get out of this corner, Kate. He's trying to fight out this corner right now.
No. Nice check there once again. And, okay, Hooligan mix up. Where are we going to have? Nice check. Catches Cammy pressing some buttons with that rising tackle.
Uh-oh. Whether connects? It does. This should spell doom for Memeachu here.
Great
yes,
stuff. And that really shows how good jvenzaro is at realizing what his resources are. Said, you know what? I'm going to spend it all on the modern level 3. Still was able to close it out. Remember, modern for the instant options like that is taxed about 20% scale. But, you know, fantastic stuff closing it out.
Yeah, just knowing the damage threshold, knowing, this should be enough. This should be enough.
Yeah.
We can do it. So it does close it out. And that does allow Mr. jvenzaro to pull ahead just a little bit. One game here. This is the most competitive set we've had all night, Kate.
Yes.
I knew this one was going to be spicy, but man, they're making it real, real nice.
It is. I really like how we've been seeing Memeachu getting some fantastic confirms there with that crouching short. Okay, using the plus frames from that burning knuckle to try to get a confirm there. The crack shoot gets interrupted by the spinning knuckle.
Both of them a little bit low, but the lack of, I must say, the lack of drive gauge for jvenzaro is going to be a little bit bad for him, but now Memeachu burned himself out in the... Whoa! That was close. I thought that hit wall. I thought that was going to be stun wall, but no. Actually, instead, Memeachu throws him back. Look at this. He's checking the drive rush. Drive impact is throwing out 2. Go ahead. Throw another one out. Hits it again.
Oh, my goodness.
Drive impact to your heart content, baby, because it's going to work eventually.
That's right. Fantastic stuff there. jvenzaro really pressing the issue and getting the round there, but... Memeachu doing a good job, but gets caught on the toes. Fantastic 5-hit combo there, juggles Terry straight on into the corner here. Now, both characters have a level 3 on deck for each side. Nice awareness with the rising tackle for the anti-air again.
Just one jab, check up, okay. Ooh, tries to go for the drive rush in. Not gonna happen. Ooh, a whiff as well.
Trying to catch those recovery frames from that whip throw, and now Cammy stuck in that burnout safe and spiral arrow. I didn't think he was going to get the confirm, but here we are.
No way. No way. Got caught pressing a button. Memeachu.
Right. Killer B closes out a whole pile of damage, and the cannon strike gets the win for jvenzaro. This is a very good slugfest here.
Yeah. I'm happy. Monday Night Fight Night is off to a great start.
Okay, catches the startup frames of the overhead with that OD cannon spike again. You know, she's really keeping Terry on check by using those invincible startup frames to interrupt his pressure.
Yep. Knuckle times 2. Go for a third one. Ooh, no, goes for the overhead off the drive rushes. Well, back shoot. Puts in the corner. Wow. That was a lot of damage real fast.
Yes.
And it's not stopping. Oh my god.
Great round there for Memeachu. Closes it out convincingly against Cammy here. And we were just saying about people feeling more comfortable in the matchup. I feel Memeachu now. Here we go with a lot of mix-ups there. You know, mix-up with a low forward. Doing a great job pressuring Cammy in the corner, locking her down.
She's not able to take to the air too safely. That's going to overhead again. It has worked multiple times. Doesn't work this time around. It's in the corner.
And this, you know, of course, is the spot that Cammy does not want to be in. She's a great full-screen character, fantastic movement there. So for her to be stuck on that player one side is a spot that she generally does not want to be. You know, right there, we're seeing a lot of the shimmying back and forth. Terry, you know, keeping the pressure, trying to lock her down on the ground. Oh, a little bit of mix-up in the air there.
No way.
Oh!
Yeah, blocking that. The Hail Mary level 3.
Right.
If it worked, that would have been amazing.
Oh, goodness. Okay, we have a chance here. And, power guys. Oh, my gosh, a burning knuckle. Closes it out. Fantastic comeback. RyanGoslingCatBoy with Jamie. We haven't seen Jamie yet today. But, oh, here we go. Another mix-up here. No, Terry. We're going to be seeing armor-heavy Marisa.
This is interesting because this is the second Terry player in this pool to actually play Marisa instead. Because we saw earlier with Chawa, who was supposed to be playing Terry, switch to the Marisa. Now we're seeing it here with this little Catboy playing Marisa instead of Terry.
Right. And this is going to be a bit of an interesting type of matchup here because Jamie does have the ability to access a lot of plus frames on his normals.
Yeah.
And he can cut through a lot of defensives and be able to get good confirms through armor because of his pressure. So I'm wondering if Perfect is going to be sticking with Marisa the whole time, or if you know, we may see some different tactics there on how to access the armor to slow down the pressure Jamie has.
Gotta figure out something out, but interestingly enough, he gets 4 free drinks, full hair out. Says, let the weave down, let's rock. Box, let's guess. And, not guessing correctly because you're stuck in the corner here.
That's right, and here you go with the ball splat. Okay, Marisa with a quick jab into the diametrics, and not good stuff there. Great awareness on the screen from that back throw for corner control, but set up here into break-in for Jamie and Marisa, and quite a bit of trouble with that low life.
Yeah, but very good job by Catboy to respect the threat of Marisa. She may be low on health, but she is not out of damage. And that is one thing you really have to consider every single time. And I really, like I said, applaud the patience from them to not immediately go for anything, even after getting that much damage.
Yes.
Who's this going to the next round? A lot.
And I'm really liking the range we're seeing Ryan using. He's staying a little bit in the further mid-range there against Marisa. And here we go. Fantastic confirm combo into his level 3 and gets the follow-up from it. A little bit of a reset situation here.
Yup. And hey, Perfect Effect can't really breathe out of this. It's very difficult to get away from this if you don't guess correctly. That's the stray overhead that's going to connect and actually give a perfect round leading to the end of that game. Wow. Okay, I see you. EX palm off the gate? Uh-oh. Perfect Effect getting stuck near the corner once again. Trying to throw out just any straight hit. Any straight hit that might hit.
Man, we're seeing once again that snowballing pressure from Jamie as he combos straight into a drink. He is now 2 drinks up, and Marisa trying to be patient through all of this. Now, remember, she also has the option of the drive reversal, but we're seeing just very patient blocking. And not good air-to-air, of course, locking Marisa down into that player 2 side.
I really feel like PerfectEffectX has been stuck in this corner for like 90% of the set. Even in game number 1, was unable to really get anything going. Those parries are very nice, but how long can he keep it up? Especially when this is in a throw. Still alive, but barely any health. Backdoor to reverse the corner position, but you can't take any more hits.
No. And that is the concern when you're playing against Jamie. Once Jamie's get started, because a lot of their normals are plus, it's hard for you to figure out when can I take a turn. And here we go with that counter, drive impact, fantastic combo there into the level 3. And what are we going to have with Marisa down in resources in the corner?
Well, if it's anything similar to what we saw before, actually, no, they will beat out the drive impact this time. Had the finger on the trigger ready to go, and now you see CatBoy is in burnout. There we go.
That's right, and this is a very concerning spot for Jamie to be in the corner there, but he happens to just make his way out in the burnout state.
Use to the air-to-air. Make sure he doesn't get stuck back in that corner. This is turning to be on the offensive again. PerfectEffectX, you're about to run out of drive gauge. You can't block forever. You have to do something. You have to throw something out. No answer at all.
Here we go. Activation, closing it out with the arrow uppercut. Fantastic stuff here for Ryan. And that is the concern. Once Jamie, well, like we were saying, momentum's on his side. Not only is he a bunch of plus pressure and you have to guess, you know, if it's safe to hit a button, but while you're blocking, your resources, your drive gauge is just slowly melting away.
I can't even say slowly like that. That was depleting rather fast. That's like me when I see a Whataburger combo. That is gone in an instant. Like, it's just so much pressure. You don't have any resources. You don't really have the defensive tools to get out of it. If you guess incorrectly, you're eating even more damage. And he's been able to get a few free drinks off this time. However, PerfectEffectX will get some damage returned onto him, putting him in the corner. This is the lowest on health I've seen CatBoy entire series. Let's see if they can cap it off.
And that's right. And speaking about, you know, trying to capitalize, that was one thing Marisa was doing on counter hit. She was keeping the pressure on her side and capitalizing on being forceful and clutching out that damage, which is something she has to do a little bit more against that snowballing pressure from Jamie.
Oh, it was so close. Oh my goodness. PerfectEffectX.
Oh, that's right. And here we go, catching those negative frames. But yeah, a little bit of a situation here. And remember, every time Jamie takes a raw drink like that, he's completely vulnerable.
Completely open, exactly, yes. And I think that is something PerfectEffectX is just now realizing, because that has not been really punished for the majority of the set. But yeah, every time he tries to go to take a drink outside of a combo, he is very much open and very prone to get his face punched.
The interesting thing about this matchup is with the amount of pressure that Ryan is putting on Perfect, is that the regular gameplay that Marisa does, which is trying to access the startup of her armored frames, she doesn't even have the time to be able to access the Gladius, you know, to be able to access the Superman Phalanx punch because of the pressure Jamie's been applying.
Yep, and it's a crazy thing that CatBoy's been allowed to get these free drinks so often in this set when he should not be, because there's so many gap closers that Marisa can use. He's gonna go straight into the windmill flare combo, hit that special on him, goes up 4-0. This is the closest that he's coming to losing around this entire set, and even still, PerfectEffectX could not get it done.
We're gonna have to see a change of game plan here for a perfect effect. You know, we're seeing, you know, everything he's trying to do. The neutral, you know, is you know, trying to slow down some of the offensive pressure that Ryan has been outputting with Jamie, but he has to tap into that Marisa Mama damage.
Yeah, and it's there. It's very much all there. It's just a matter of how do I get the damage out.
Oh, okay, a little bit of a side switch there, and catches Marisa on startup activation here for Jamie. Constant pressure, giving a little bit more damage to Jamie. I'm really liking the stagger timing, and he's really fishing for a solid confirm.
Oh, just a little bit too soon.
Right. Yeah,
Could've
catches
been more
Jamie on
damage
startup on his invincible frames there.
Perfect parry. This is your time to shine. Oh no! Doesn't bleed anything from it. You get hit with this consecutive wheel punch. Oh no! You were right there. Once again, victory slipping out of the grasp with PerfectEffectX. RyanGoslingCatBoy looking to finish this one 5-0, but I think this could be the best case scenario for him to get one.
That's right, here we go. Marisa on the offensive now, but the quick drive rush for Jamie once again gets a solid confirm. Here we go. Going for that corner control, push blocking Jamie into the corner there, but Jamie once again, you know, trying to get that offensive pressure, trying to get that plus frame into a stun situation, and that is a solid round for Perfect Effect.
Yep, back throw for the win, making it work. Wow, that is multiple times. You started out with overdrive palm to get some damage out the gate. It's such a good distance closer, but also if you're not paying attention, that's taking a solid chunk out of your health bar.
And we're seeing Ryan at this point now. He's slowing down his progression. He's playing a little bit more respectfully. Fantastic parry, because remember, Marisa's anti-air is not necessarily the best, but the drive rush overhead gets the confirm, and here comes that block stun snowballing pressure from Jamie.
Yep, already at 2 drinks. Could get a few more. Good guarding, but not enough parrying, not enough countering happening from PerfectEffectX. Stuck in this corner like you have been multiple times this set. You have to get rid of this. Ducks the grab, but no concrete punish after. Running very, very low on health. One more sequence could end it right here. You have to do the drive rush for the extension to make sure there's no error. And that will be 5-0.